Hey everyone, it's Gerald and welcome back. So today, Binance just dropped a huge update for Singaporean users. So we're going to look at what features can Singaporeans still use on Binance.com, and more importantly, if there's any workaround that we could possibly use. Of course, I don't recommend using the workarounds unless you absolutely know what you're doing. So without further ado, let's get started. The first thing we're going to look at is the news article itself. In this, Binance stated on the 27th of September last month that users in Singapore will not be able to access certain functions on Binance.com, including fiat deposits, spot trading, purchase through fiat channels, I'm guessing this is credit card, and liquid swap. So we're going to explore all that as well as some other features today. So Binance themselves specifically stated, they constantly evaluate their products, and users in Singapore can register an account with Binance.sg, which is operating under the exemption, and it sounds all glorious and nice. And let's quickly go and explore, Binance.sg and see what do they have. So this is Binance.sg in the dashboard. So yeah, spot trading. Let's try to see spot trading. 20,000 limit, okay, sure. As you can see immediately, there's very little coins as compared to Binance.com, and it's not spot trading. Everything is in Singapore dollars, so you can't do like a crypto to crypto swap. So that's first. In terms of earn, there's no earn, there's no liquid swap. Can you buy with your card? I don't think you can. I think this one is only X first. Yeah. Deposit. Let's see. Only X first, or bank transfer in this case. So as you can see, it's quite far from Binance.com for obvious reasons. And that's why we want to kind of use or stick to Binance.com unless Binance can upgrade the Singapore platform by a lot. Okay, so I think one of the things that really stand out to me, right, is depositing Ethereum. Yes, let's look at my account. Yes, receiving Ethereum. So for Binance.com, I can receive via multiple different networks. Like in Binance Singapore, that's only limited to like the Ethereum network, which is ridiculously expensive when it comes to the gas fees. Let's look at some other alternatives like KuCoin. You can receive via ERC20, TRC20, which is a lot cheaper, and of course KCC, which is their own native blockchain. And then in Huobi, which is the other one I recommended in my other video, another exchange I talked about, they have two different blockchains. Hiko is a lot cheaper than Binance. Let's look at Crypto.com, the one that I talk a lot about. So as a crypto miner, I get paid in the Polygon network. So I think one thing that's really important to me is being able to deposit Ethereum in the Polygon network. ERC20, BEP20, fantastic. Binance Smart Chain is also a lot cheaper than the Ethereum network. As you can see, the most limiting depositing instruction seems to be Binance Singapore. So Binance Singapore, come on, you gotta add more blockchain. Okay, so let's talk about other parts, right? So I think one important thing is the app on the phone, which is, you can see I'm still using the Binance.com app. But more importantly, if you are new and you like to download Binance.com app, the first thing I noticed is that in the search result, I can no longer find the Binance.com app. It seems to be missing, but if I head over to my profile, I can open it, uninstall it. So I can find it in my own profile, but it's not available in the Play Store search engine. So I'm not sure if it's possible to work around by downloading from third-party app stores like the APK and trying to work around it. I think it should work, and you should be able to update through the Play Store. I haven't tested this, so just bear that in mind. Now let's look at the Binance.com app platform, right? Because I have the app on my phone, then one thing that I really should test is whether I can log in with the Binance app. So let's try logging in. Yeah, it seems to work. Logging in. So as you can see, I can log in perfectly fine. Let's see fiat deposits right now. I want to send money to Binance.com even though it's not it's not approved by the Singapore government. Let's try deposit fiat. Come on, euro. Okay, let's try USD. Continue. Okay, there it is. We can see the service is no longer available to users with Singapore IP addresses. So looks like this is okay, so the card, it says it's buy crypto, pay with USD. Okay, buy with credit card. So this is the other thing we talked about, right? So can we actually still buy Bitcoin with our credit card? Let's continue. Okay, we see it. So when it comes to credit card purchases, it's also down. Let's look at the other functions. So the next one is liquidity pool. So let's go to finance, liquid swap, and yeah, so it is under liquidity. Okay, so I don't have, I have USDT. Let's try this. Liquidity. At USDT, I have 700. Let's add $10. Let's try it. This service is not available to. Yeah, you notice that they leave it to the very last step to inform you that it's not available. Now let's look at other features that is important, right? Like for example, let's look at USDC. Okay, let's swap. Since we can't, provide liquidity, let's look at functions that were not announced in the, the announcement, like swapping. Let's see if I can swap. Let's try $1 to 98 cents. I can't swap as well. Okay, so this is one thing that you can't do. If you want to swap cryptocurrencies, you totally can't, it seems. Okay, let's look at other features. Futures, right? So derivatives, futures. I have never actually tried futures before, to be honest. I have no idea how it works. Based on what I understand, I don't have an account yet. I am so sorry. So I won't be able to show you this for now. But I think based on what others have told me, futures seems to work. Yeah, so that's that. Now let's look at spot trading. So spot trading is just swapping from one currency to another. As you can see, there's a lot of coins. Earlier today, I actually made 2 buy orders for AXS, and I dare not cancel it because I worry that if I cancel it, I'm not able to submit new spot trading orders. So let's test new spot trading orders. Let's try AXS, right? Because I'm quite bullish on AXS. I have a lot of USDT. So let's try. Okay. Fantastic. The price is a bit lower now. Let's just try to buy a 0.5. Okay, 60 USDT. Why should I pay a premium? There we go. You know what? Let's just get it filled right away. Buy AXS. This service is not available. So this means, so this means that orders that were submitted before 12 noon will still be processed. But right now, if you want to process new transactions, it is not allowed. Okay, let's look at the earn function because earning is good, right? So let's look at earn. I have USDT, number 3. So USDT is always at the back. Okay, so how do I add my USDT to earn? Okay, let's go to, how do I do this again? Let me try and remember. Okay, USDT, there we go. Subscribe, flexible. Let's just try $10. Confirm. Subscription success. So this means that if you have like you're mining cryptocurrencies and you're mining to Binance, you can apparently still use the flexible savings earnings. So that's fantastic. Now let's talk about withdrawal. Can we actually take the money out from peer-to-peer? Yeah, later after that we're going to talk about ways around it. I'm going to try to use like VPN and proxies to see if I can actually work around the situation. Okay, so I'm gonna risk my account being affected by ordering and then cancel my order. Let's see who's a poor guy that I can affect. Yep, so this looks like a guy that's willing to accept a small order. Oh, 200. Yeah, so let's sell USDT. Let's see if it works. Successfully placed an order. So it works, but I better cancel. Please help me cancel. So sorry, the inconvenience. There we go, so cancel. So this means we still can do, yeah. So we can use fiat to buy or sell. I think, I haven't tested buy, but I think you should be able to buy with fiat. So through the peer-to-peer method. And by the way, if you guys don't know, Singapore dollar has been removed, but the workaround for peer-to-peer is to use Brunei dollar. And if you know a little bit of the history between Brunei and Singapore, it's a one-for-one swap. So there is an additional layer of risk, but you can actually use peer-to-peer on Binance using Brunei dollars. And if you compare Binance to other platforms, like for example Huobi, let's try the buy crypto peer-to-peer. We can see that let's try peer-to-peer. You can see that I think Binance's rates, hands down, still probably the most attractive. So yeah, you can see KuCoin does really Brunei dollars. Is Brunei dollars even available? Or SGD? No, SGD is not available on KuCoin. Then the other platform is this, which is Huobi Global. So let's say if I want to sell USDT, they have 2 decimal places, so 1.34, whereas Binance, if I were to check, they have 3 decimal places. And Binance, you see, this is for SG. Is this they updated? Yeah, for 1.343, whereas in USDT is 1.34. So there's a slight difference in which you use Brunei dollars. So if you really want to stretch, it looks like Binance is still the way to go. Okay, so now let's look at VPN. Yeah, testing it using VPN, right? Okay, just want to check they're still recording. So the way I do it is through Opera. So Opera has this VPN function. I set it to Asia because in the US and the Europe area, there's sorry, Opera. And I'm still recording, by the way. This is all Opera. Okay, so this Opera. Pardon me, my wife is correcting the way I speak. So Europe and US has a lot of like regulations, and I think Binance is very affected and regulated in those areas. So a lot of functions that can't be done in Singapore is also affected in those regions. So I'm just going to use in this case, I think Asia is probably the best area to adopt. So I don't know which part of Asia. I hope it's not Singapore, because then we will have the same problem. So let's try scanning in. Location SE. Okay, it seems to work. Yeah, so let's try basic functions. Let's check my wallet, see if I have USDT. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try spot trading, because that's really the function that I'm looking out for. Because as a crypto miner, you know, my deposits go in through the Polygon network. Let's see, Ethereum. Yeah, so I think what I really like about Binance.com is the multitude of like multiple options that they have when it comes to depositing cryptos. They accept a lot of cryptos and they support a lot of blockchain. Like for example, Ethereum, you can see they support BNB, BSC, Ethereum, which is fantastic. And in terms of spot trading fees, they are the lowest in the market. So let's see if I can do spot trading through VPN in Asia. Welcome to spot trading. Yep, it assumes that I'm new, which is fantastic. So let's look at AXS again. Okay, so yeah, for 5, let's just buy $50 worth. Or you know what, $10 worth, because it's for the video. Yep, it's not. So it seems that they can still detect my IP address somehow, and they assume that I can't do it. So let's try one last method, which is to use so the app that I use for this is proxy for Malaysia site, and there's a tool called Proxy. I couldn't find a Malaysia proxy, that would be ideal. So I just use this proxy which has no address to it. So let's try. Login failed. Yep, there we go. Okay. So this is from Helsinki. Helsinki looks good. Might go through. I don't think Binance has any conflict with Helsinki. So let's trade. Advance. So if this fails, right, what this means is that Binance bans people from probably the KYC checks. Like they can identify that your address is from Singapore because you have to perform KYC checks. Rather than, I don't think they ban Singapore IC, they probably use Singapore address. So yeah, that might work if you are able to change the address and show that you are not from Singapore. Because I'll tell you why that's my hypothesis in a bit. So again, same thing, AXS, USDT, $10. Whatever, man, just hit me. Yep, not available to Singapore IP addresses. So they say that it's from IP addresses, but I don't think they could track my IP address given the tools that I use to hide my IP address. So what I believe that they are using to track is, okay, come on, load, my friend, load. Okay, let's just use the normal Binance. It's a lot faster. Oh, I got logged out. So apparently when you log in, you can only log in to one platform at a time. And I can show you how I suspect they tracked the address. So it's not from IP, even though they state it's from IP address. You look at this little announcement that they're going to have over here. Let's see it. Nope, not up yet. Yeah, so there's this warning sign in which they say that you have to update their KYC. So I saw it a while back saying that you have to use a layer 2 KYC, in which then they would get you to prove your address, and I think it's through that anyone that whose address is from Singapore, that's how you get caught. So right now it seems that you are not able to trade you're not able to swap. There's no way around it other than peer-to-peer functions to deposit and then take it out to other platforms. So I hope this video is insightful. Sorry I couldn't find there we go, found it. Important changes to Binance.com identity verification. So effective immediately, all new users are required to complete intermediate verifications. I believe this is something to do with address, so that's how they find any anti-money laundering services and to tell if you're from Singapore. So that's how they find out. I hope this video was helpful. Do subscribe if you want to stay up to date on DeFi, because we're going to talk a lot about DeFi in my upcoming videos. I'm also going to try to talk about options in the next week, not this week unfortunately. And with that said, check out what YouTube recommends you on the left and right, and subscribe for more. I'll see you next time. Take care and stay safe, everyone.